physical fitness was very important to me and played a huge role in outlasting my competitor.
Let's talk about your training just a little bit.
Okay, so one of the things that I took very seriously this year was my training program. And, you know, a lot of the guys come up to me at the race and go, what do you do to stay in shape, you know, and how do you not get tired? You know, I would watch them come off the track, and some of them would be winded and I wouldn't be, and some of them would be this or that and I wouldn't be. And then, you know, and they're very open people. They come to me and ask me, I want to know your secret.
Yeah,
well,
of course.
You know, it's not a secret, but I freaked a couple of them out because they would see me run the cross country track the day before the race. Mm-hmm. And they're like, what are you doing? I said, I'm going for my run. And they go, okay, what does that mean? I said, well, I'm going to go run the cross country track. They go, but how far is that? That's 6, 7, 8 miles.
When you say run the cross country track, you mean run the track
on my feet?
On your feet.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I'll run the track because I'm a cross country runner. So when I see a good trail like a cross country trail for a motocross bike, that seems like a good place for me to go run.
Of course.
And since I'm traveling and it's hard to train when you're traveling, that's a great way for me to get my run in.
You're also getting in some recon. Like you're looking at the track too, correct?
Yeah, I did. But I raced the motocross track, not the cross country track.
Got it.
But I do run the motocross track included because it's usually included in the cross country track. So with that said, I run a tremendous amount, and I train, and I'm also training for current foot races that are in the 30K length off-road trail races with thousands of foot of elevation change. So while I'm racing motorcycles, I got to continue that training process for these foot races that I do throughout the year. So with that said, I did a lot of running. My competitors saw that. They see that and they said, but to your point, in trading, it's not just running I do. And I do a lot of other things. I do a lot of gym work. But my gym work is all built around getting loose, getting the muscles right used for motocross racing. You know, I tend to like to keep a runner's body, not a Arnold Schwarzenegger body.
Sure.
Because that's going to slow me down on the bike, you know.
Yeah. There's
a time and place for that. A CR125, it's not a time to be big, okay? It's time to be lean and mean. And so I do a lot of work in the gym to get that physique, to get that body, to reduce injury, to build longevity of being able to stay on the bike longer. Because it's not just your cardio that gets tired, your muscles get tired.
Yeah.
And when you ride a CR125 like we do, it's akin to running a jackhammer.
Yeah.
So, you know, there's that to deal with. So no, my training program supersedes everything I do. And so it's I like to say in training, talk's cheap. If you want to train as hard as I do, you have to be up at daylight getting 10, 15 mile runs in. Sometimes you have to be in the gym for a couple hours. Sometimes you have to be on the bike. To close out in training, most of the guys that race vintage motocross don't ride their bikes enough because they can't. These vintage bikes just don't.
You kind of need to baby them, yeah?
Yeah, and so, you know, exactly. You have to baby the vintage bikes.
So you need a cross-trainer bike. You need something that you can beat up a bit.
Yeah, and I don't. Clunker is my cross-trainer.
Yeah.
Because if I get on my modern bike,
this is not the same thing.
I'd get unacclimated to clunker, and that's like detriment to me winning anything.